Hi guys, it's Iris. Welcome back to my channel. So it is Saturday. It's kind of a lazy day around here. Just kind of been loafing about. And that blah feeling was starting to set in. And I said, no, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do something, something fun, something that I enjoy doing. And I decided I was going to sit down at my vanity and play around with some makeup. Play around with some eyeshadows and things that I haven't really gotten to really play with much. But then I said, you know what? There's a video that I've been wanting to film for you guys that I just haven't made myself sit down and do yet. So today I'm going to share with you guys my really quick everyday makeup. So let's go ahead and just jump into this. When it is all said and done, there will only be 8 products that I use on my face. I don't really even every day use that much. Usually it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 products that I use on my face, typically every day. But I'm expanding this a little bit to be more so if you feel the need to put on the extra stuff. Like usually, typically, I don't wear the eyeliner or really, let's see, I wear my foundation, my blush, well I use my primer. So primer, foundation, blush, eyeshadow, and mascara. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 products that I typically use. But I expanded it today and I added eyeliner and my eyebrows, which I'm probably not going to do my brows on camera. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Well, I'm probably going to have to because I have to film this as a one take because in case that video hasn't come up yet, and it probably should by the time I get this uploaded, but currently unable to edit my videos because every time, look, I have re-downloaded KineMaster onto my phone and it is giving me fits, you guys. It will not. I'll edit my videos. I'll have everything perfectly exactly the way I want it. And I'll try to upload it to YouTube, and it tells me that there is not enough space to export. What? Like, I am not tech savvy enough to really understand what that means, so I just say, whatever, fine. I'm just going to do one takes from here until I can figure out something else to do. So I'm going to have to do my brows on camera. That's the long way of saying I'm going to have to do my brows on camera, even though I really don't want to. So let's go ahead and just jump into what I'm going to be doing here today. I am going to use, I don't usually wear a primer every day. I have a beverage today, so I might not cough on camera today. I don't use a primer every day. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing so. Because I did, hopefully those videos are out by now. I mean, I already know that the haul has already happened, but I purchased 3 different primers from Shop Miss A. And I can go ahead and give you a quick review right now. This primer spray is the one that I was going to use for every day, but I can't tell if it's the primer spray or the setting spray, but something leaves a disgusting film on everything that it touches. So, and I usually use these together, so I haven't figured out which one is leaving the film. It's probably the setting spray, but I don't know. I feel like it could be this too. So I haven't been using those sprays very often anymore, because seriously, like even on my face, it'll just leave like a disgusting film on my face, and if it gets on my clothes, it leaves a film on my clothes, and it just feels nasty, so I haven't been using that. But I've been trying to use the mattifying primer and the poreless primer. I like both of them. They're not just absolutely fantastic, but for $1, I mean, you get what you get. So I have been using the mattifying primer a lot more than the poreless. The mattifying, it's mattifying, but it's not like all day mattifying, but it works for what I need it for. So we're going to use this today. There is my sponge, the jelly sponge that I ordered. Don't like it for foundation. I am using it to do my primer though, so that I don't have to put my fingers on my face. I just feel like this is probably a little bit more hygienic. Trying to be a little bit more conscious about, my facial area, if you catch my drift. I was going to talk about this when I do my foundation, but I can do it now. I have noticed that, wow, like way too much right there. So I've talked about this before, but so as you get older, you start noticing that your face is changing. I think I read it somewhere that it's called second puberty. Because as you get older, you know, your face starts changing. I'm going to have to use my fingers a little bit. And I'm using the camera as a mirror, and that never works well. Anyway, yeah, I think I had read it somewhere being called second puberty. Because, like, you start getting weird breakouts again. You know, you start getting discoloration. Your whole body chemistry is completely changing, so weird things start happening again. You start growing hair in weird places. It's not good stuff. But I have noticed changes in my face, and I have noticed them. I don't even know if they really have been all that gradual. I feel like they just kind of came up all of a sudden, but I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but I have some serious discoloration right over here on this side of my face. I feel like it is more than likely sun damage. I'm not going to be able to get close enough for you to see it on my lips, but I have darkness around like my lip line area. You can probably see it more pronounced on this one. When I look at myself, I can see it better on the top, but I feel like on the camera, you can see better on my bottom lip. That is probably also sun damage. So if there are any younger people watching my videos, please take care of your skin. Please take care of your skin. I didn't listen to my mom, and this is the results. I have discoloration and sun damage, and it's just, it makes makeup a lot harder on down the road. So just go ahead and take care of it. I don't know why I was talking about all of that. I completely lost my train of thought. So primer is done. The next step is my foundation, and I don't use a liquid foundation for every day. I use a powder foundation, but I prefer a mineral foundation to a powder foundation, which it's still a powder foundation, but it's in a different form. So I'm using the Maybelline Mineral Power. I do believe that this particular one is exclusive to Walmart. It wasn't very expensive. I want to say it was like $8.97 or something like that. But you guys, I used to use this when this first came out, probably like 10 or so years ago. This was the only thing I used on my face. I ditched the liquid makeup completely, and I only used this. And I used it for like a really long time. I want to say for like 5 years. This was the only like foundation that I used on my face. So much so that when I started using liquid foundation again, my face could not handle it. I had breakouts everywhere because my face was not used to having that heaviness anymore. And you know, I don't want to get into that habit again because, you know, since I am an aspiring beauty vlogger, I don't, you know, I need to be able to, for my face to not adjust to one certain product. So I interchange stuff a lot, but I like to use this one as an everyday. It does actually, surprisingly, have really good coverage. And that's why I was going to talk about this discoloration over here, because that was what I was worried about when I started using this again. I said, you know, it's not going to cover up these dark spots and, you know, the unevenness on my face, and you guys, it actually does. So I use it in the shade Classic Ivory. So we're 8 minutes in right now, well, just about 9 minutes. It does not take me to decide. There is way too much in that pan right there. It's got a sifter on it, but there's way too much right there. Typically, it doesn't take me like more than 5, maybe 10 minutes to do all of this, but since I am talking at the same time, it is not really working that well. So I've used Bare Minerals before as well. I think this stuff is comparable to it. I mean, if you've used Bare Minerals, you know, it is not the least expensive product in the world. So you know, bargain beauty's here, so I tend to opt for the cheaper option. And I don't mind this. You know, I actually even prefer this over the Bare Minerals. The Bare Minerals does feel, I mean, not that I can really feel this on my face, but I do notice a difference in like how finely milled it is. Bare Minerals is a lot finer than this. I mean, you can even see it here, how kind of, well, I don't really know if you can see it. You know, it looks like you know, kind of a chunky, chalky powder. But anyway, let's go ahead and let me show you this. Since I've got way too much on here, I'm going to just dot it around my face so that you can see. Okay, so that area there where that discoloration usually is, I can still see it faintly, but it covers it up enough that, you know, the rest of my face is fairly, you know, my complexion is fairly smoothed out. It gets rid of, you know, discoloration, dark spots, red spots well enough. You can build on it. If you feel like you need more coverage, you can build on it, which I like. And I probably am going to do today. Sometimes I do put concealer on, but I feel like with this I don't really need it because it covers well enough that it kind of gets, I mean, you know, you can see when I'm just looking like this, you can't really see the dark circles under my eyes, but when I look down you can see them, but that's natural. That's just natural bags. I also get it everywhere when I use it. I feel like this is not nearly as coherent as I wanted it to be. I'm going to just shake the rest of it off there. You do have to tap your brush off when you use this. I'm just going to build a little bit more coverage. Especially over on this side where I didn't really get very much. Okay, so that's done. So the next thing, I'm going to wait and clean that up later because I'm going to make a mess with it. So the next thing to do is the blush. And a time saver for me, I do like to wear bronzer most days, especially in the summer, just to kind of brighten my complexion back up. Because now that I've evened everything out, you know, I still want to bring some color back into my face. I don't want to look like, you know, a chalky, clean slate. I want, you know, to bring a little bit of life back into my face. So a time saver for me is to find a blush that can double as a blush and bronzer together. Because I do put my blush over my bronzer, so I feel like a darker shade kind of helps me to not have to use both, and it's kind of a time saver. And let's be honest, most days you probably don't want to put like a whole bunch of crap on your face. So, and this I'm only going to put on my cheeks. I'll probably do a little bit on my nose, but when I do bronzer, I focus, you know, on the corners of my forehead and kind of blend it together, and then kind of around my temples and down, just kind of where, you know, I would normally get some sun on my face. But with this, I'm not going to put it up on my forehead, just really on my cheeks and probably my nose. You can bring this up to your temple if you want to. I think that's what I'm going to do today. Just a little bit on my nose, just to bring a little bit more color. Just a little bit of kiss from the sun right there on my nosy. Okay, so that is done. Next step is eyeshadow. Your best friend is going to be an eyeshadow trio or an eyeshadow quad. Because I'm probably only going to use these two shades right here on my actual eyelid, and I'll probably use this as my liner for my bottom. I actually filmed a video, an Instagram video yesterday where I did that. I used these two just on my lid and this one on my bottom lash line. Now typically I don't use two colors on my eyelid for like an everyday. I'll pick like one. Actually, I can even show you the one that I typically use. I'll use one of my Milani shadows. I'll either use this gray one in Bella Gray, or the Bella Pink, which is kind of, I call it my disco pink, because it's like it reminds me of pink chiffon. I've talked about it before on here, but it's just a really light ballet type pink. But typically I'll use something like that that's kind of, it's color, but it's muted. So, you know, I don't have to do a lot of extra. Because when I use a really bright color, I feel like I have to do a lot of extra stuff to my eyelids. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I feel like I have to do like a dramatic liner and all that. And for this, for a quick everyday, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go in with that lightest shade there. And this is going to go all over my lid. all the way up even to my brow bone. I feel like this is like out of character for me because I don't like doing tutorials. Because I've said it before, I am not a makeup artist. I'm just, you know, a normal person who likes to put makeup on. But sometimes, you know, it's nice to watch just normal everyday people and their normal everyday techniques do stuff. Sometimes you learn something, you know? Okay. So that is on there. Now we're going to go in with this kind of gold shade. Oh, really quick, this is the eyeshadow trio that I got from Dollar Tree, Beauty Benefits. I don't like the dark shades. That's why I use those as a liner, and I just use the other two shades on my eyes because I've realized that I don't like the dark shades that they have in here because when you put those on your eyes, it just muddies everything back up. So, you mean there's really no point in even putting any of it on. You might as well just put one color all over. So I'm going to go in with that gold shade that's in the middle, and this I'm going to put right here in my crease area. And I'll even kind of bring it in, not quite halfway in, but a little bit in, just to give it a little bit more color on my lid. Excuse me. Oh, sorry if you heard that. I don't know why, but I'm a little sinusy today. We did go out yesterday and we went swimming yesterday. After I filmed that Instagram video and like I had a full glam face on, I went out to the living room and you know, my son was just out there playing, watching TV, and I said, you know what, let's go swimming. And he got really excited and wanted to go swimming. So with this full glam face on, with not a stitch of waterproof eye makeup on, went out to go swimming. And yeah, should have done like my everyday look, but I didn't. Went full glam and then went swimming. That was just like the best decision I think I've ever made in my life, right? Okay, so that is done. Now, I think I will go ahead and go in with my, you know what, let's do the brows really quick. So I'm using this Amuse Cosmetics Pro Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Brunette. This is another one that I ordered from Shop Miss A. There's two ends on it. I got this because it reminded me of the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I have not used, but I really wanted. But I saw this and I said, you know what, that looks a lot like the Anastasia Brow Wiz. So, spoolie on one end, pencil on the other end, kind of a pointed triangular type tip. But since it has worn down and it's kind of rounded out, I've had to relearn how to use it. I need to trim that brow again, and I just did it. I'm not kidding, like 2 days ago. Okay, so anyway, typically I would not want to put anything on my brows, but I am noticing that like in this light, I have brows, but when I go into like my kitchen or my bathroom or something, my brows disappear. So I guess that means I need to fill them in. And also, this brow is perfect. This one has been over plucked and over trimmed, and now it is a lot shorter than this one, so they don't match at all. So I have to fill them in. So, but I've had to relearn how to use this thing because, like I said, it's worn down. So filling in the front part of my brow is not a problem. It's getting that tail now that is the issue. And I have learned, I used to just follow, like with this one, I can just follow the natural shape of my brow and that's fine. But since this one doesn't have a tail on it anymore, I have to make the tail. And I was going from the bottom to make the tail, but now I've realized if I go from the top of my natural brow shape to make the tail, it makes it a lot easier. So that is what I'm going to do here. Trying not to put a lot of pressure. On product. I've also learned that if I go back over it with a like a brow brush, just to smooth everything through, instead of using the spoolie, because if I use the spoolie, it pulls the color all the way through and it smudges it on the end, and I don't want to do that. So I've learned if I use the brush, it kind of smooths everything out. And then any product that is on the actual brush I can use to, you know, fill in any spots that I might have missed. So see, I feel like that brow shape is good. Now this one is going to make a completely different shape. So my eyebrows are not even related here lately. They're not even acquaintances. Sometimes friends, not twins, just doesn't work. Okay. Let's pull all of this through. This is why I don't like doing my brows on camera. Because I get so focused on what I'm doing, I feel like I have like dead space, like silent space. See how this one ends up being so much fuller than this one? And if I try to make this one fuller, it just, it looks like a hot mess. But because I pointed it out now, I feel like I have to try. Okay, yeah, see, messed up my tail. Okay, we're just gonna go. This is the only reason why this makeup routine will ever take me more than 5 minutes. It's because I am futzing with my brows for like an hour. We're gonna stop. We're gonna be done with that. Okay, so now we're gonna go into our eyeliner and our mascara, and then we're pretty much done. I have to find a lippy, but I don't have one out yet, so we're gonna do that in a minute. So I'm gonna use this Essence Dip eyeliner. This is the waterproof. I bought the regular formula. I did try it. I actually used it yesterday, and I do like it, but I want to use this up before, you know, getting into that other one too much. So just going to do like a regular line. I'm not going to do any, you know, fancy wings or anything. Just a normal regular old eyeliner. And more dead silent space. I do need to remember today, though, that I need to comb back through my eyelashes after I do this, because I didn't do that yesterday. And putting on mascara was like the hardest thing in the world, because I had like clumps of eyeliner in my eyelashes. I also did not clean up the little bit of fallout that I have from that eyeshadow. I don't know if you can even hear me talking behind my hand. And if you can't, I'm sorry. I was just talking about the eyeshadow that I have like a little bit of eyeshadow dust. Not a whole lot of fallout, but just a little bit of dust that I need to clean up too. Does anybody else concentrate really, really hard when they're putting on their eyeliner, and concentrate really, really, really hard so that you don't blink and just screw it all up? Because I have to do that like every day. Because I will screw up my eyeliner like every single time. Okay, so we've done that. Now, this dark shade that's in this trio, that's what I'm going to use to do my bottom line. Just with my little Wet n Wild eyeliner smudgy brush. I'm just going to dot, just kind of pack the color right there at the corner. And then I can drag it out. And it is possible to do this in a thin line, but most days mine ends up really thick. Not like really thick. Wow, you don't want to look at my mirror. Not really thick, but like thicker than I want it. But that's okay, because when I put my mascara on, it's going to cover it up anyway. So that is done. Mascara and then a lippy, and we're done, guys. Now this did, by the time this video is over, it's probably going to be 30 minutes. But like I said, typically this does not take me more but like just a couple of minutes. Where is my, there it is, my eyelash comb. I feel I'm probably doing this a lot differently than most people do. I noticed when Jessica Braun does it, she has a metal comb, and I really want to find out where she got that comb. Because I've had this one forever. This came in a little kit from Claire's that I got, like I promised you, like 10 years ago. And I've never replaced it. Actually, you know what? This is not the one from Claire's. This is from a kit that I got from Walmart about 5 years ago. So it's been replaced. But anyway, Jessica Braun, when she does it, she like does this and like puts her finger on her lashes and combs it through. And I can never get that to work. So I will comb up through it, but then I'll go back and I'll comb down and pull through. That usually, any clumps that I do have that I've missed, that usually gets them out. Especially anything that's like really close to the edge. Like on this one, there's just on the tip of my eyelash is a little bit of eyeliner. But after you break it up with the comb, I can usually just pick it out and it's fine. And it doesn't pull out any hairs, so it's fine. Okay, so now I'm not even going to worry about curling my eyelashes today. You can if you want to, but today I'm going to skip that step. Just kind of on principle. Because this is supposed to be a quick and easy makeup. Now with that powder foundation that I'm using, that mineral foundation, I don't know what their shade range is. I haven't really looked. I do know that the shade that I'm using right now is the second lightest. Well, okay. This is one step up from the lightest shade that they have, which is what I would typically use. But since I've been, you know, self-tanning and actually getting out in the sun, I need a little bit more color, which on camera you can't even really tell that there's any color. But in the pan, there is definitely some color to that. And even on camera, that really doesn't even do it justice. It's much darker than that. But yeah, like I said, I don't know what their shade range is. So I'm sorry about that. I probably should have researched that a little bit more before I started filming this video. But like I said, I just wanted to share, you know, a really quick everyday type of makeup look. This, when I was pregnant, this saved my life because this is what I did like every day when I was pregnant. I slapped on some of that powder foundation, put on a little bit of blush and some mascara, and that was it. I could not be bothered to do anything else. That was it. Throw some lipstick in my pocket so halfway through the day when I feel like crap, I can put some color on my face and be done with it. So what do we want to do for a lippy today? I would say I want to do one of my little Wonder Medals, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to keep it a little bit simple. So let's go in, just like I did on that Instagram video yesterday. You know what? No, let's make it a little bit different. Let's add a little bit more color to my face, shall we? You know what? Let's go with a red. Let's do a red. Let's do this Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in the shade Missy and Fierce. I really want the other red that they have. And it's so funny. I just got a bunch of cloud cover because there's a storm rolling in. I can see it really, really dark right over this apartment unit that is in front of me. Anyway, my Walmart, or any of like the 2 or 3 that are right close near me, don't have the entire shade range. My mom's Walmart, and like 2 cities over from me, her Walmart has the entire shade range. And it was so difficult for me not to pick up every single one that I don't have. I love this lipstick, you guys. I love the formula. It is so comfortable. It, honest to goodness, stays on all freaking day. I mean, of course you got to do a touch-up, but... there we go. So a little bit of red, that makes it a little bit more of a glam look, if that's what you want. If not, you can, you know, use a little bit more of a nude lit to be a little bit more earth tone, a little more, you know, I don't want to say muted, but not quite so in your face. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a like, give it a thumbs up. Now that I feel human, I need to see if I want to do anything about my hair. I really need to recolor this mess because it is a hot freaking mess, but that's not going to happen today. Like I was saying, if you liked the video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you've not already, hit the subscribe button down below. While you're at it, hit the bell next to it. That's going to give you notifications on when I post new videos, and they come every single week, you guys. Every Friday, I upload a new video. Also, follow me on Instagram. I'm back on Instagram, you guys. I took a little hiatus because I had to dump a bunch of stuff off of my phone. But I am back on Instagram, trying my darndest to post every single day. So follow me there as well, BlackSaBeauty82, the same way it's spelled here. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye! I don't know what I'm doing with my hand, so I'm just going to wave now. Bye!